former governor of Ekiti State, Iroele, had also said that Governor Seyi Makinde is an ingrate.
I mean, this is a very, very unfortunate scenario, unfortunate person that we have in Naija State as governor. He started very well, behaving like an innocent person. But he has since shown his true colors of a very deceptive person.
Lest I forget, sir, on this issue of Wike and the role he's playing, a minister cruising around the Rolls Royce?
If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't do all the things he...
On your honor, sir,
yes,
as a man of solid principles. I know you very well. You're a man of solid principles. How does it sound to you? How does it appear to you that a minister, a public servant, openly boasting that, yes, I bought the Rolls Royce and he's cruising in it? How does it sound to you, sir?
Well, I don't have all the evidences. I don't have the facts, but I know that. Let me tell you. We have EFCC in place. I still have confidence in EFCC. If EFCC believes they have enough evidence against him, I'm sure they will move against him.
Sir, Christians have been, discriminated against. They can't get lands for churches. They are being killed. They are being taken to Sharia courts.
Who is killed?
Sir,
the Constitution.
The next item after
religion.
Sir, the next item after introduction of Sharia legal jurisprudence is to set up the Hizbah police that says you can't drink this, you can't go to parties, you can't do this.
Intolerance for
really?
Yes, you are very intolerant.
With the evidence.
There's no evidence anywhere.
From the north?
There's no evidence anywhere. We are operating the same 1999 constitution as amended.
Let me ask you pointedly, sir.
Yes.
Would you introduce Sharia if you become governor for your state?
If the people ask for it. I mean, a lot of people oppose Sharia, people like you, out of intolerance.
No,
that is the truth.
That's not correct, sir.
Let me tell you.
You're welcome to the show.
It's my pleasure always.
Nice to have you. Now, without further ado, the governor for your state, Seyi Makinde, did an interview recently where he took on, made responses to a number of issues. And one of them, which seemed to have been so controversial, was to say that he would not support the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
See, child talk.
Child talk. And
his support or possible support or otherwise is totally irrelevant.
Really?
Irrelevant because, look, if you look at Tinubu before 2023 election, between then and now, you see the enormous number of defections into the APC, and the main attraction is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is, it's like bringing everybody into the party. So, it's -1 plus 100, as far as I can, say sincerely and, altruistically. So it's irrelevant.
That would be arguable. A lot of people.
It's not a person. If you are from Oyo State, you know this. In last year, this time, what PDP in Oyo State was, it is a quarter now of what it used to be. Very, main sections of PDP supporting, the guy have left him. Because he's a man who cannot sustain a friendship from morning to night in just one day. He's a use and dump person. And so, we won't miss him. I can assure you about that.
Are you sure about this?
We will miss him. And I will repeat this, I will remind you of this after the 2027 elections.
Well, like I said, that is arguable.
Well, to you, it may be arguable.
And one of the issues that came up also was that, because after that, former governor of Ekiti State, Iroele, had also said, the guy that Governor Seyi Makinde is an ingrate, because he didn't tell Nigerians or the people of Oyo State that the president, who is saying he will not support, gave him 50 billion naira to, support as relief for those Bodija bomb blast and all of that. And then Seyi Makinde responded to say, no,
originally Seyi Makinde denied it. Denied receipt of that
money.
But when he challenged Fayose to bring
Evidence.
When the man brought, solid evidence, he had to shamelessly accept that, it was not 50 billion, it was 30 billion. How much of it did he share to the victims of the bomb blast? How much did he share?
Well, he said the money was in deposit, not
Was it meant to be in deposit?
Yeah, because he said it was not complete, so he was waiting for the balance.
For how long? For how many years will he wait for the balance? And who has seen the bank lodgement? I mean, this is a very, very unfortunate scenario, unfortunate person that we have in Oyo State as governor. He started very well, behaving like an innocent person. But he has since shown his true colors of a very deceptive person. I mean, is this same person who in 2025 announced that he was going to use 63 billion naira to renovate government house, not to rebuild? I mean, it was senseless to most people. A government house that you didn't live in for 6 years, it now remains less than 2 years. You want to renovate it for 60. Who is asking you to use 63 billion of Oyo State money to renovate? I mean, it was simply a deceptive ploy to get money for his, ill-fated presidential ambition.
Has he announced any presidential ambitions?
Of course, I mean, he has not denied it.
Okay, you would assess his government, but let's finish with this issue of the fallout from his interview. Part of the reasons why, in fact, the main reason why he said he would not support the president was that the president has not delivered. That the current economic situation... Sorry, sir, let me finish that. The current socio-economic situations of Nigerians are quite terrible. I mean, that's the summary of what he said. And that based on that, we should give another person a shot at the president. Do you disagree with him?
I disagree with him. This is the same person who for 2 years or for more than 2 years, was taking monies meant for local government chairmen and was pocketing it.
Do you have evidence to that, sir?
Do you have evidence? Has he ever given evidence as to the fact that monies meant for local governments had been... He said he does not believe in the independence of local governments.
But that does not mean he does not give them their funds.
But he does. I'm challenging him now to give evidence.
Because there's no local... To the best of my memory, no local government chairman has come out to say they are not getting their...
They cannot, because they got there by his mercy. He was the one who corruptly put them in place. There was supposed to be a local government election which never existed, which never happened. And so they are maybe after his tenure, they will come out to tell the people the true situation of things in Oyo State.
So are you saying Seyi Makinde, governor of Oyo State, is wrong in his assessment of the Tinubu's administration?
Let me tell you. Nigeria, when Tinubu came, Nigeria became a business ongoing.
A business?
Ongoing business. It's like a dilapidated house. You inherit a dilapidated house. You need to take very stringent measures to rebuild the house. Part of the things you have to do is to demolish the existing, dilapidated structure in order to bring in solid foundation to build onto it. I mean, if you are saying the Tinubu administration has not delivered, local governments will not agree that the Tinubu government has not made a difference in their lives. A difference in the sense that Tinubu liberated the local government. A number of governors are still sitting on it, and he has given them a threat that he has a yam, he has the knife, and unless they do the needful within the shortest possible time, he will take action. The Supreme Court gave a decision, solid decision, liberating local government. And some governors, like, Seyi Makinde, refused to obey and refused to implement the Supreme Court thing. Can such a person, does he have a mouth to criticize Tinubu? The students who never had opportunity of financing their own education, who now have NEL fund, to their rescue, would they say there has not been a positive impact on their lives? The so many poor people who are being given money to start their businesses, would they agree with him that Tinubu has not made any difference? The one thing which has happened in terms of solid infrastructure, which never happened in this country, is the fact that between Lagos and Calabar now we're having a coastal highway of 750 kilometers of solid road, which we have never seen in this country before. From Badagry to Sokoto, we are having 1,000 kilometers of solid road, highway. It has never happened before. It requires a lot of courage. A lot of infrastructures are coming up. So the government has, is laying, solid foundation for the development of this country. At the international level, we have gained a lot more respect, particularly in the economic sphere, in the social sphere, in political sphere, and so on and so forth. So it's only a drunkard who will say that Tinubu has not made any difference.
Well, if we do a poll of Nigerians, we wait to see what. No, but because of time, you are going to be you are vying to be governor for
by the grace of God.
So do an assessment now of the incumbent Governor Seyi Makinde. Yes. Do an assessment. Yes. A few minutes. Do an assessment. Do a critique. Objective, sir.
I am a very objective person. He has done well in such certain areas, particularly in road infrastructure. Okay. I mean, I would concede to him. He built the road in my own town, Shaki. Between Moniya and Isenyi, the road was supposed to have been built by the previous government. If we didn't do it, he did it. He has also done a lot of roads within Ibadan. Again, Ogbomoso Isenyi Road, I particularly suggested it to him that he should open up that place. And today he took my advice, and I'm saying this publicly. He took my advice. When I gave him the advice, I gave him advice about opening up Isenyi to Ogbomoso and opening up Isenyi to Irua. He has taken one and concluded it. He has not done the other one. He has done a number of other things like that. But that is not all. Poverty level is still as bad as it has always been. And the issue of incorruptibility, you cannot beat your chest on him. You cannot beat your chest on him. I'm a well-educated person. I'm exposed politically and all of that. And I know him very well. Where he deserves credit, I'll give him credit. Where he doesn't deserve credit, for instance, the roads, local roads that local governments are supposed to be doing, the chairmen merely go to the office once a week. They have nothing to do because there's no money. That is not the best of good governance. That cannot be the best of good governance. So,
let's go back to what he has done. I doubt if the only thing he has done is just road infrastructure, because I'm aware, that he has partnered with the African Development Bank on, agro-business, sectors. Some I've forgotten. There's one, a few of them, about 2 or 3 of them. I know because they have the African Development Bank people.
Yes,
I consult for them, so I know.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying, sir.
Let me tell you.
Apart from that, what of primary healthcare, primary schools, and all of that?
Let me tell you.
And then also, before I forget, this issue of incorruptibility.
Yes.
Do you have evidence? Because don't forget, sir, Seyi Makinde publicly declared that he was a billionaire before coming. In fact, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
He was a billionaire.
He said he was a billionaire. In fact, he deposed in his form. Hold on, sir. He deposed in his form that the Code of Conduct Bureau. And he says it all the time that he does not even need government money.
But
so
we know
do you have evidence that Seyi Makinde is corrupt?
He is misusing the fact that he refused to release local government fund is enough evidence against him.
He's not the only governor that has done that.
No, but are we assessing all other governors?
But that's what they all do.
No, but we must be particular about him because You are asking questions on Seyi Makinde.
Yes.
I don't have evidence about other.
Do you have evidence about Seyi Makinde that he does not release money to local government?
No, I have evidence. Because the local governments, when you meet a lot of their chairmen, they tell you there's no.
Because I have not seen one single local government.
Have you interviewed any of the local government chairmen? Have you interviewed any?
Sir, a southwestern state, Ogun State, one of the local government chairmen took Governor Dapo Abiodun, went public. And the guy, he ended up being suspended and all of that.
In Ogun State.
In Ogun State.
Okay.
There has not been one in Oyo State.
So the fact that the Ogun State man was suspended,
yes,
is even a caution for, local government.
Why? If you are sure what you are doing.
Let me tell you, I am saying this on public television now.
Yes.
I'm saying it on public television.
Yes.
Let him come and, prosecute me. And then we go to court and he come and show evidence contrary to what I'm saying. Does it make sense, for instance, to you, that a governor would want to use 63 billion to renovate, emphasis, a government house where he has not lived for 6 years? If you want to build a new government house, how much would you spend? Would you spend 1 trillion naira? I mean, those are evidences of the man's susceptibility to corruption. I don't have a responsibility. He has a responsibility to assure Nigerians, particularly the people of Oyo.
Is it wrong, sir, to build a befitting government house?
Is that the most important? Let me tell you, yes, part of my constituency at the state government level, at the state level, is a place called Iroele Idiose. I once met with 9 communities. And they told me in their 9 communities, there's only one school. Only one school for about 9 communities. With dilapidated structures. And government has not considered it necessary to build new schools for each of the communities. I have said this time and time, on television. I've started saying this more than a year ago. Nothing has been done. He started renovating some schools within Ibadan Township in less than a year ago. I mean, if I am governor, certainly I will perform much, much better than he's doing now. Because I am incorruptible. I'm not like him. I'm a person who will respect the Supreme Court judgment. Even with that Supreme Court judgment, money is meant. How would he feel if the federal government is also sitting on money is meant for your state, like he is doing for local government?
So you are saying publicly now to the whole world, particularly your state citizens, that if you eventually become the governor for your state, if you become the governor for your state, you will not touch local government allocation.
I was Minister of Communications for 4 years.
Yes.
I can thank God and I can boast and beat my chest that I remain incorruptible to the extent that people in my town, when I left office, they were making jest of me. That when I became minister, they invited me to come so that they teach me how to steal government money. I refused to yield to their advice. And that is why I don't have money now. I mean, I am proud of that. And today, if anybody tells me...
But do you regret not stealing?
I will
in
never
the light of what some of your
not
colleagues, sir.
stealing.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
In the light of some of your colleagues.
Yes.
Malami, for instance.
Yes.
Sirika,
yes,
and a few of others.
Yes.
Don't you regret not helping yourself?
I pity them, rather. All those who stood. Let me tell you, my stance against corruption is not because there is EFCC or there is ICPC, but because I'm a Muslim, a thoroughbred Muslim, who knows that the Prophet once said, any flesh nourished by haram food, that is illegal food, will not enter paradise. And because I want to enter paradise, and because I expect death anytime, I will not do anything which will make God to question me when I get to the hereafter.
So, Malami and the rest of them who profess to be, you don't know that that's actually believe they are better Muslims than Yoruba
They
Muslims.
cannot.
So why don't they believe this?
They are ignorant of Islam. I have written 8 books on Islam.
We'll come back to this subject of Islam, but let's make some progress. You have publicly declared your
ambition to govern,
to become governor for your state.
Yes.
And you are aspiring for the ticket of the APC.
Yes.
So you'll be going on a head-on collision with such heavyweights as the former candidate, Senator Teslim Folarin, and then the current Minister for Power, Adebayo Shittu, and others, Senator Abdul Fatai.
We are 10 aspirants.
Sir, so what gives you the confidence? Number one. Number two, do you have the war chest?
I don't
the financial war chest.
All that I need is God's support.
Really?
I can assure you. I don't need a war chest.
Is God coming down to vote?
You don't worry about that, please. God works in wonders, in wonderful ways. Let me tell you the scenario in your state. We are 10 aspirants as of today. Of the 10, I'm the poorest in terms of finance.
You're the poorest?
I'm the poorest in terms of finance. But I'm the most experienced. I'm the oldest in the game. I've been in politics for 47 years. I have been a member of the House of Assembly 4 years. I've been Commissioner for Information.
Attorney General.
I have been Attorney General and I have been Minister. Nobody has a combination of this experience. And experiences cannot be bought, from the marketplace. So I'm not intimidated about not having money for this game.
On the flip side,
yes,
some of your co-contestants would say you have had enough. Only you have been all this that you listen.
The experience that I have.
Hold on, sir.
Yes.
They will say you've been all of this.
Yes.
Even up to federal minister.
I've never been
of a quote and unquote juicy portfolios communication. That's number one. Then number two, the age factor. And let me also ask that, there's a zoning formula in Oyo State. Does it favor
zoning favors me.
Okay.
I come from Okyogun area with 10 local governments where we have never had a governor.
Okay.
Ibadan with 11 local governments have had governor 6 times. Yeah. Ogbomoso has had it twice. The Akintola, first premier of Western region, and Akala. It is only Okyogun that has never had. And I believe that our party will make the right decision to rotate. Because of this, when Tinubu came up to aspire for presidency, he had to appeal to the North, which had the majority of population, to allow rotation. And the Yorubas have this adage, Ajoju Odunbe Nikan Ovin. If we all own Oyo State, why would only one section dominate governance? So it favors me. Unfortunately, in terms of experience, I have more than every other person. When you talk of age, number one, the Nigerian Constitution, which we follow, gives minimum age. Yeah. It does not give maximum age. So if President Tinubu, who is much older than me, can be president with a bigger task at the national level, what prevents me from using my accumulated experiences for the benefit of the people of Oyo State?
Okay, but the governor, who is he supporting? Because I reckon he also would want to. Hold on, sir. He wants to leave a legacy of having installed a successor from the Okeogun. So, who is this? Who is he?
It's not my business.
Who is the elected candidate?
It's not my business to know what his party is supporting. What I am very sure of, whoever they bring up, once we have a candidate of APC from Okyogun, we will defeat Makinde's candidate.
Have you sold your aspiration to the president, and is he backing you?
It is not for public discourse, this question you are asking me.
Well,
he's my leader. He is my leader. He knows me very well. And he knows my contribution. He knows my contribution to his own success and triumph. So if I would confer with him, if I would seek whatever, it's not for public discussion.
Okay. Let's move on from that. the political space in the wider Nigeria is shrinking, by the day, as in terms of opposition politics.
Okay.
And we're sliding gradually into next year's general elections.
Okay.
Oppositions are crying. They're making so much cry about a deliberate effort to sabotage opposition politics. Hold on, sir. You will respond. You would respond definitely, sir. So the common phrase now in the public space amongst informed Nigerians
Yes.
is that Nigeria is gradually, if not already,
Whose fault is that?
become a one-party state.
Whose fault is it?
What do you say to this?
Look, it is commonsensical. If you are in a party, the main opposition party we have in Nigeria is PDP. If you belong to PDP, we does not even have a national executive. Would you remain there if you have aspirations?
What about Labour Party?
It is for them to go, as the APC prevented anybody from going to Labour Party. Even Labour Party is not what it used to be.
Accord Party, sir, was okay. It was fine. Until Ademola Adeleke, they came from PDP and moved to Accord Party. Then suddenly, someone woke up one morning and said, well, they have factionalized the party.
Perhaps those who wanted to be governorship candidate in Accord Party, if they feel threatened that is a bigger person, a more powerful person is coming to their party, they will feel threatened. That is not our business. It's for those members in the various parties to be steadfast.
Let me put you on the spot, sir. You're a good Muslim. I know you personally.
Alhamdulillah.
I know you're a good Muslim.
I thank God.
A good Muslim, just like a good Christian, one of the tenets, we do not lie.
I thank God.
Are you saying there is no deliberate effort from the ruling APC hold on, sir, to hollow out, to as it were, sabotage opposition parties, particularly PDP, Labour Party? Are you saying there is no deliberate effort?
If you have any evidence to it, please say it to the public.
The evidence is everywhere.
What is the evidence?
Okay, take the spoiler role of Nyesom Wike in the PDP.
Okay.
Is it normal to use that?
Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it?
You're asking me, sir?
Yes, I will ask you. Nyesom Wike.
Who is backing Nyesom Wike?
Who is backing him?
Yes.
Who would have been backing him? Does Nyesom Wike need anybody to back him to play the role he's playing?
Absolutely, it is.
He doesn't.
Okay, so you think if Nyesom Wike was not FCT minister, he would have the wherewithal to do what he's doing?
Is it a fault that he was appointed minister of FCT? Because he had contributed to the success of Tinubu, and Tinubu decided as a grateful person to compensate him with money. So whatever he does with his private life and his private political role, he's not been forced to come over to APC. Recall that even in his state, a lot of political actors have crossed over to APC. He's not forced. He decides and he beats his chest that he's a member. And that's not my business.
In the Seyi Makinde interview we referenced when we began, one of the statements he made that went viral was that when Seyi Makinde, the G5, the governors, the former governors, Ukweazu, Ogwanye, Wike, Makinde, when they met Tinubu, that Seyi Makinde said he was surprised when Wike told the president that he would hold the PDP for him.
Okay.
So they came out to the corridor, and Seyi Makinde said he asked Wike that is not part of what we came here for.
Was what Wike told the president?
Yes.
Was it the president who made that statement?
Good question. Now, the president told Seyi Makinde one-on-one that when Seyi Makinde was saying, are you nominating Adebayo Shittu as minister so that he can, revamp APC in Oyo State? The president told Seyi Makinde that, no, it's not Adebayo I want, it is you that I want.
Okay, that was a wish?
The president was telling Seyi Makinde to leave PDP and help him resuscitate or revive APC.
Could he have forced Makinde to do whatever he wanted?
I just gave these examples to let you know that
these are irrelevant.
What is going on in the opposition parties is a deliberate effort to destabilize them.
If you, as unpowerful as you are, could anybody force you to go into any political party?
No, we're talking about inducement of anything, sir.
What type of inducement? Even if there's an inducement, are you forced to take an inducement?
Why not?
Why? So are you forced to take? Was Seyi Makinde forced to take?
Sir.
So he refused. And so, assuming that he refused, could anybody have forced him to do what he does not want to do?
The fear of the FCC is also there. But let's make progress. Make progress.
Okay.
Are you satisfied with the way the president has governed in the last almost 3 years now?
Let me tell you,
give him a score.
Let me tell you, I actually sympathize with the president because what he inherited in terms of the dilapidation of Nigeria, I'm sure he never imagined it. It was after he came in that a lot of things were, coming up. Remember also, if you talk of removal of oil subsidy, before the election, all the three main political gladiators who wanted to be president, they all said in unison that if they got in, they would remove fuel subsidy. So that means if Bola Tinubu was not the winner, if it had been, Atiku or Obi, the same thing would have happened. And any serious-minded person must not have the fear. He must have the courage to do what is right. Because if you don't do what is right, you may be merely postponing the evil day for the country. So as far as I'm concerned, I sympathize with him, and I pray that God will continue to help him for him to succeed.
The rider to this is that some of the other candidates, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, had said before removal of fuel subsidy, they would have put in palliative.
When did they say that?
To cushion the effects. They expected shocks.
They did not say that before the election. It was after the election that they said, so that they can have argument against Mr. President.
I know that they said that before.
Well, I didn't.
I know that they said that before.
It's
my field, so I know.
It's also my field. I'm also a man of public affairs.
It's my field, so I know.
I am a man, other than the fact that I didn't take journalism.
Yes. Was that even if you protest from now till forever, I will.
It's about style.
He said that.
They all wanted the same goal of removing fuel subsidy. The style of each of them will certainly be different.
Lest I forget, sir, on this issue of Wike and the role he's playing, is it not becoming a liability? Should the president allow his minister run amok?
I am sure Mr. President will take the appropriate decisions where he decides, when he...
Is it not becoming too late?
Well, I don't know. It's up to Mr. President is his employer.
A minister cruising around in the Rolls Royce? You've been alive long before me.
Let me tell you, I'm not wicked. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't do all the things he...
On your honor, sir, as a man of solid principles. I know you very well. You're a man of solid principles. How does it sound to you? How does it appear to you that a minister, a public servant, openly boasting that, yes, I bought the Rolls Royce and is cruising in it? How does it sound to you, sir?
Well, I don't have all the evidences. I don't have the facts, but I know that... Let me tell you. We have EFCC in place. I still have confidence in EFCC. If EFCC believes they have enough evidence against him, I'm sure they will move against him.
Okay. The president is in control of the legislative, arm, the National Assembly. When I mean control, I mean they do his bidding, more or less. Whatever. I mean, someone, it's a fact.
Number one.
They have no. I've not made the question. Let me make the question. Let me make the question. They've not turned him down, not even once, on anything.
Yes.
So that's what I mean by control. The judiciary, maybe not so overtly, but covertly. They also have, this Wike man we're talking about said he has been helping them, even in the Oshun scenario and all of that. But the point is this. Having control of the National Assembly, isn't that expected to have been used to the advantage of the country in terms of rule of law, fighting corruption, and all of that? What do you say, sir?
Look, I am a lawyer of almost 50 years, and I will not come here and make reckless statements. I don't have facts about most of the things. It would be uncharitable for anybody to come here and indict the legislature and the judiciary. With regard to the legislature, I've been a member of the legislature before. I believe that the legislature, up to this moment, I have not had cause to disagree with them on any of the issues they have discussed. If they do, believe me, I would make my reservations known. So the fact that they are all so far in concord with each other, the executive and the legislature, means that there's some agreement between them. Maybe they agree with Mr. President on the issues. The legislature is made up of how many? 300 and 400.
360 in the 109.
Exactly. You wouldn't expect that 409 people, statesmen, will just agree with Mr. President on every issue if they don't have cause to believe in what he's doing.
And this is a good point where you just anchored now, and I'll take off from there. What is your opinion on the lack of values, principles, integrity amongst politicians? You said it now. No, hold on, sir.
I will respond.
Hold on, sir. You said you have not seen the National Assembly member disagree with it because they are statesmen, why have they not disagreed? Brilliant point. Because the National Assembly, until now, was made up of, members from the APC, members from the PDP, members from the Labour Party. But then they all went into that National Assembly, both the Senate and the House, and there has been not one single disagreement on anything. Is that normal in a democracy?
Well, it may be normal if you agree with a new point being brought to you. Why not? You are not there to just go and oppose every thing that is brought. If you believe in it, you agree. If you don't believe in it, you disagree. They are free, they are independent.
So since almost 3 years, there has been nothing for these different parties.
Did you expect that the legislature would take a position of just opposing Mr. President, whether what he brings in is right or wrong? And do you have any particular issue that Mr. President took to the National Assembly and the National Assembly ought to have opposed and they did not oppose? If you have
there are a few, there are quite a number. The tax reform bills, we didn't hear anything from the National Assembly members. Indeed, it was members of the APC that were actually at the vanguard. The first resistance to that tax bill, if I remember very well, was the governor of Borno State, an APC member, and a few other senators based on APC, not Labour senators or reps, not PDPs. In fact, as we speak now, sir, hold on, sir, as we speak now, almost all the senators and reps from the opposition parties, they've all decamped.
So whose fault is it?
What is that's what brings me to the question, and I repeat it. What is responsible for the lack of values?
You cannot use that as a measure of non-existence of values. You cannot use what is happening there.
So are you saying our politicians have values, sir? Is that what you're saying?
Let me tell you. I can speak authoritatively on the issue of values in Nigeria.
Okay. Please go ahead.
If you go, the problem is not with politicians, but with Nigerians as a whole. If you go to any community, as a politician, I've had to go to several communities. If you go to any community wanting to seek their support, instead of they asking, what would you do for us when you get to that position? What they are asking is, what did you bring for us? People don't have patience to wait until you get there. And I have always said this. People who become politicians, there's no particular school or college or institute where you are trained in Nigeria to become a politician. So if you remove all the assemblymen, legislators, and you bring in a new set of Nigerians, they are most likely to do the same thing because that is the Nigerian factor. That is what Nigerians want to do.
Is Governor Seyi Makinde a man of principles? Because he said, one of the reasons that he said he would not support, hold on, sir. One of the reasons he said he was not going to support the president was that Nigeria cannot be a one-party state. There must be more, there must be pluralism, there must be multiplicity of choices.
Who is outlawing pluralism?
That is what is going on. If the president is going about, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Just hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Yesterday, there's been rumors. I mean, let's use the most recent one.
Okay.
There's been rumors that Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf of the NNPP was going to decamp to the APC.
No, actually,
sir, hold on. No, let me finish that. I was so sure that it will never happen.
Yes.
Because that is the only party of that. That's the only candidate, governorship candidate of that party.
Yes.
I was so sure that it will never happen.
Exactly.
But yesterday, he visited the villa.
Yes.
And then he's declaring today, as we're told.
Yes.
Now, the NNPP and the APC, their ideologies, even if it's only on paper, they are remarkably different.
In what way?
So, what would make somebody who has professed Kwankwansia movement ideology suddenly become a darling of the APC?
Let me tell you what is happening.
Yes.
Let me tell you what is happening. Most governors decide to come to APC.
For what, sir?
For existential purposes.
What is it? What is the...
They know in Kano, if the man does not perhaps take advantage and go into APC, he is not likely to succeed because there will then be an APC candidate.
Yes.
The probability is that if he comes, he would have prevented APC from having an independent governorship candidate who will challenge him. So it is so existential. It's like they are thinking ahead. They don't want any opposition. They want to remain the sole candidate for governorship. And that is what is driving a lot of them, not because anybody is threatening them.
What would make an incumbent governor who has, by 2027 he will have done 4 years, what would make him so scared of competition from opposition that would have to run in?
Because he knows that people
if
cannot
not,
do all the
sorry, sir. If not that he's afraid that they would use so-called federal might
What is the federal might? What is the federal might? APC was in government when this, when the last 2023 election. What power did we use against the other?
Because the character of the president is different from this one. Don't you agree, sir?
Well, maybe you want to manufacture a character for Mr. President, different from that of Buhari. I know where they are different. Buhari was not a man given to supervision.
Was not a
man given to supervising.
Okay.
Our current president is a different man. His experience in Lagos State for 8 years shows the kind of person he is. He's very active, he's alive to his responsibilities, and he wants to ensure that all his staff are under, check. So, but in terms of governance, it's not the president alone who is the federal government. And I have not seen anything which the current president is doing to threaten others, other than the fact that people who think that the president is doing very well and APC is likely to have, for instance, in Osun, did we threaten anybody to go to, to come to APC? We didn't. In fact, the man wanted to come to APC. We are saying, our members in Osun are saying, no, we don't need you. So he went to another party. We already have our own governorship candidate. And I'm sure a lot of things have changed because a lot of members of, other parties are coming into APC.
Time is running fast, and I'm enjoying.
I hope you'll make it 2 hours next time.
we'll see how so minutes, sir. But this is interesting. First Republic, Second Republic politicians, they were of a different stature. They were men, who had, character, strong personalities, and they were highly intellectual. The First Republic more so than, the Second Republic. And I'm glad you lived through all of this. Why is it that the current set in this Fourth Republic particularly, they are remarkably of lower...
Let me tell you one thing, you might disagree.
Listen.
But the truth is, in the First Republic, politics was more tribal. Today it is more national. That's the truth of it. Although at that time, despite his superior, inclination, he was not allowed to become president of Nigeria because of tribe, because the Yoruba man. People in other places, I give an example. Today, with due respect to all others in Nigeria, I will not introduce free education at all levels. And today, Yorubas are the most educated in terms of Nigeria. Today we have banditry in the Northwest because Iroele had warned, if you refuse to train the children of the poor, they would ensure that your own children cannot sleep with both eyes closed. All the bandits you have today is because of the negligence of our leaders in the Northwest to ensure that everybody is educated. In the Northeast, you have Boko Haram because these people have been abandoned. A lot of them have been abandoned. They grow up to discover that they don't have anything holding for them. They don't have any future. They don't have jobs. They are not educated. They are, So they think, what does he care? What do they lose if they take to arms? But today, if you look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he's more of a nationalist, not a Yoruba leader. He's more of a nationalist. And a lot of our leaders, if you look at across the line, So things might be different because there's, transformation in society.
But the material conditions, sir, in spite of you saying the current set of politicians are national rather than being tribal. In fact, some would argue that that is actually the foundation of our problems, that we were better off as regions. As regions. But sir, the question is, why are Nigerians worse off 65 years? Why are Nigerians
because somebody like Awolowo never succeeded to become president. If he had succeeded, he would have laid the same foundation that he laid for Southwest. He would have laid it for the whole country.
Whenever you talk, you are a pupil of Awolowo.
I'm a student of Awolowo School of Politics.
Awolowo, you touch a rod as well.
Yes, I'm a student of Awolowo School of Politics.
I won't say.
And if I have the opportunity to be governor, I will reestablish Awolowo's life more abundant philosophy in my state.
Now, this next issue is very sensitive. Yorubas from the Southwest have lived peacefully amongst ourselves, and we're perhaps the most accommodating of every ethnicity in Nigeria. We're very tolerant religiously and very open.
Are you saying that because you're a Yoruba man?
I'm speaking facts. Those who are very objective person.
Okay.
Sir, we're very accommodating, we're very tolerant. There is hardly any Yoruba household that does not have a mixture of all the religions, including mine. My own father was a reverend gentleman. Even though he was a Swiss boy, he was a reverend gentleman. But I have uncles, his own brothers, who are Muslims. I never had my father say any derogatory word about Muslims. Not once in his 82 years of existence. Not once. Our house in Yemetu, I was born in Ibadan. Our house in Yemetu, we had Muslims. We eat salah rams. I never had anything discriminatory.
Nobody, you look radiant.
So here's the deal, sir. Suddenly, some Yoruba leaders of the Islamic faith rose up and said, we want Sharia, some elements of Sharia legal jurisprudence to be incorporated into our, secular legal. And I was stunned when I actually saw you amongst them. Because you are a leading Islamic figure.
Thank God.
Why do you think Sharia is the...
Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
How does Sharia, if it is institutionalized, how does it affect you, a Christian?
It affects me because of what I see happening in other parts of Nigeria.
Are there not Christians in Kano, in Maiduguri?
Sir, even though I'm the one asking the question, the question I'm putting to you is that what has been the fallout of the introduction of Sharia in the northern part of Nigeria?
How does it affect you negatively? That's the question I have. How does it affect Christians in those?
Sir, Christians have been, discriminated against. They can't get lands for churches. They are being killed. They are being taken to Sharia courts.
Who is killed?
Sir,
the Constitution.
The next item after
religion.
Sir, the next item after introduction of Sharia legal jurisprudence is to set up the Hizbah police that says you can't drink this, you can't go to parties, you can't do this.
Intolerance for
really?
Yes, you are very intolerant.
With the evidence.
There's no evidence anywhere.
From the north?
There's no evidence anywhere. We are operating the same 1999 constitution as amended.
Let me ask you pointedly, sir. Yes. Would you introduce Sharia if you become governor for your state?
Well, if the people ask for it, let me tell you, even the constitution says it should be established wherever it is demanded.
So it's open. You may introduce
Sharia. It is open because the constitution allows it. I don't run away from battles.
The Obafemi Awolowo that you and I are students of his ideology. Did he profess in any way?
Let me tell you, it was Obafemi Awolowo who introduced Pilgrims Welfare Board. Not even a Christian,
No, that's not introducing Sharia.
It is part of Sharia. It is part of Sharia. I mean, a lot of people oppose Sharia, people like you, out of intolerance.
No,
that is the truth.
That's not correct, sir.
Let me tell you, if there is Sharia in any community, no Christian can be forced to go in on that Sharia. Because the Constitution is supreme. We have courts, we have legislation, we have lawyers. So how would anybody be forced to come under Sharia and he will not take a lawyer to defend his rights?
Sir, is there any provisions in our normal legal jurisprudence that the laws of Nigeria cannot adequately cover that? We now need Sharia.
Yes. I'll give you an example. I got married under Islamic law. If I want to divorce, God forbid, if I want to divorce any of my wives, where do I take the divorce case to?
Do the normal courts not...
The normal court, do they know Sharia? Do they know the provisions of the Sharia?
Customary courts don't know.
Customary, the illiterate in Sharia.
You call a lawyer an illiterate in
in the Sharia, about Sharia law, under which I got married.
I doubt if Yoruba people will support your candidacy.
Let me tell you, you are talking as if every Yoruba man is a Christian.
Of course, I know. I just told you. That
There are Muslims who want Sharia. In fact, even in Lagos State, there are Sharia panels, non-governmental Sharia panels. There is in Oyo, there is in Ibadan, there are in many communities, even in Ekiti.
Let me ask you this, sir. One of the meetings that I saw you, when I told a friend of mine last night, so I was
bringing
you. You know what he said, sir?
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, please, Wale, I beg you, make sure you ask him what
I am ready to.
What is he doing? Hold on,
I am ready
he said
to.
I should ask you, what are you doing with Sheikh Abubakar Gumi?
The simple.
Why are you bringing Gumi?
I didn't bring
a terrorist sympathizer.
I didn't bring him, and I don't agree with him on his position about.
But why are you hobnobbing with him, sir?
Not hobnobbing. The Muslims of the North, Muslim scholars of the North, and Muslim scholars of Yoruba land had a meeting about unity. And they invited many of us, and I went there. In fact, the day I went to that meeting, I was traveling abroad. I just got in there, spent about an hour or so, and left abroad. So what is the problem? Let me tell you, interestingly, Gumi has a police orderly following him all over the place. If the government did not find him sufficiently guilty to not only arrest him, but also goes, gives him police order. Who am I to discriminate against Gumi?
Okay, let's rest on that. Who wins 2027 elections?
God will decide.
Oh,
you mean at the presidential
level? Yes,
level?
at the presidential level.
I know by the grace of God, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will remain as our president.
So Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar,
they are just wasting their time. They are just wasting their time. They are noise makers.
Oh,
many of them are very intelligent, but in terms of the Nigerian president,
yes,
it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu's continuing turn.
In 2023, sir, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi got almost 12 million votes, 6.9, 6.1.
So they will add that of 2023 together.
They are actually expected to build on it.
So who told you that APC will remain with just 8 million votes?
Of course.
When more than half of PDP, who gave Atiku some 6%, are already with us now.
So what you're saying is that it's a foregone conclusion.
I am very sure about that. God has assured me that Tinubu will remain our president.
And then
by the grace of God, if I am given a ticket, I win.
But what are your chances? What are your chances?
No, it's not God. I'm not God. I don't decide. It's only God. I don't meet my chance when God has not yet told me who would be governor. But I'm making my own effort and I'm praying to him. And I believe he would answer my prayers.
How are the youth demography? How are they receiving your... Because that's a critical...
Of course, let me tell you. I'm a father of the youth. I became member of the House of Assembly at age 26. I was a youth, so I'm an example for the youth. And I want to bring, for instance, one of the key things I want to do to help the youth is from day one that I become governor, there will be free education at all levels. One other cardinal program of my administration will be full and gainful employment for all citizens. And when I say all citizens, most of them will be youths.
How do you want to create this employment?
You want me to tell you my formula?
In just, a couple of minutes.
You want me to
government cannot employ.
That's my
1% or 2%.
Government does not have to employ entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is the way to go.
Okay.
For instance, one of my strategies.
What about agriculture, sir?
Let me tell you what I will do. Once I become governor, I will announce publicly on the same day, all graduates of agriculture from Oyo State must come to governors on such and such a day. And I tell you, I'm not going to give any of you white collar job. You are trained farmers. I'm going to give each of you 10 acres of land, give you a tractor each, and give you seed money for you to start.
Do we have available lands in Oyo State?
Of course, we have more than that. Wasting away.
What happened to sold these ideas to Ajimobi?
Let's go into that. I contested against Ajimobi at that time.
I know.
He defeated me, so he didn't even want to see me, not to talk of, getting any advice from me. But that is history now. If I have opportunity as a product of Iroele School of Politics, Iroele had 4 cardinal programs during his time. I have expanded that to 7 cardinal programs, which I would implement.
Former Minister Adebayo Shittu, it was nice having you on the program.
Thank you so very much.